Welcome back, dear viewers, to another 15 minutes of Power Minutes with lovely Maria Luisa Engels and myself, Dr. Alex Steinberg. As you know, we are on a mission to talk about and to equip you with all the best human skills, mindset skills, and AI skills. And we have this lovely free course online. And as always, please make sure to check the QR code that you see here on the top and to check that out if you haven't yet. We have designed that perfect course for you to design in 15 minutes per day, 7 days a week. So it's only 1 week. It's not a lot of time to design that perfect roadmap to your next big thing, your next big goal, your next big dream, your next big objective. And as a glimpse of that, we are regularly in this monthly LinkedIn Lives talking about important topics that are concerning us all. And today we are talking about the important question, does AI mean that you are cheating? We have 3 mindset tips for you, and we will, and stay until the end, we will share with you 3 free AI tools that we explore at the moment that help us to learn, to advance, to grow. And we're not sponsored by these tools, by the way. But before we before we dive in, may I ask you, dear Maria Luisa, to introduce yourself?
With pleasure. Welcome to another episode of Power Minutes. I'm Maria Luisa, and I love to work with Alex. I am myself, I have been working for 20 years in corporation. Now I am business consultant, trainer with focus on psychological safety, neuro leadership, and neuroscience of change. And it's a pleasure, really, to work with Alex. And I hand out to you so you can introduce
Thank
yourself.
you. Yes, and myself, positive energy coach, like Maria Luisa, I focus most of all on what we all have, this great brain. It's the mindset. We believe, both of us, that we have one skill that AI doesn't have, which is our mindset. And with that, we have the greatest skill actually to manage anything we love to do in our lives. So in my work, I actually help my clients to actually focus on the human skills and to combine that with the best possible AI tools to realize your dreams. But now, let's dive in. So the whole big question, how do we make sense of AI? As we all have noticed, there's a huge technological disruption going on, and also there is some sort of moral panic going on. We all see in the media, in the social networks, there is this fear that comes with AI. So we tend to think as AI as something that, does it take away our jobs? Will it kill society? Will there be really mad robots that will go and destroy everything? That's the extreme, of course. And even though there are risks, we're quite aware, both Maria Luisa and I, we're quite aware there are risks. What can we actually now do to update our skill set to work with that, to actually make it our ally? That is the topic for today. And of course, you might have guessed the whole question, does it mean that we are cheating, is a rhetoric question. Now, we want to discuss with you or talk about 3 specific mindset things because we believe that the whole way of using AI depends on your mindset. So the 3 takeaways start with the first one, with the way in which we address it, actually, in the way in which we look at it. So may I hand over to you for that first one?
Yes, yes. I mean, it looks like okay, this AI monster that is coming from behind and getting bigger and bigger, but it's not the first time that we experience that thing, and it's about how we approach it. So there are pros and cons. There are risks and opportunities, as with any new thing that happens. And I think the most important, as Alex said, is what is the intention that you have when you use AI, when you approach AI? And also, do you approach it with a learner mentality, or do you approach it as a something that is happening to you as a victim? It makes a totally difference. And of course, you have to use it with the right intentions. So we're going to talk about self-limiting beliefs. I believe, Alex, this is the point you wanted to talk
Yes.
about first.
What can we actually, if we analyze ourselves in our self-awareness, what can we identify in our personal development as self-limiting beliefs we might have about AI? Exactly.
Yes. And I recall, there are so many examples in history because this is
Yes.
not, yeah, this is not the first revolution. I mean, we human species are is evolving since we're here on this planet, and of course, we didn't have that technology as we have today. But I mean, we started already in, as you mentioned before, we started the live recording with a wheel, yeah.
Exactly.
So, and that's
The
like
invention of the
question.
wheel. That was the first technology disruption. Yeah,
Were they thinking that using wheels was cheating when we
exactly.
compare to humans running? But there are real examples like the printing press. It was really a controversy about using the printing press because it was not that good as, you know, the handwritten books by the monks with so much dedication. And they were thinking about also copyright because they were not authentic if you're printing it. So who's
Exactly.
writing it if you print it? So
And
that,
what's the original if you're printing a lot of copies of books? Exactly. That was a huge disruption.
yes, yes. And then we had, of course, the photos, photography. For here, before
Hmm.
you only could have a painting. That was the
Yes,
only way to reproduce, and only rich people could afford those. And also sometimes they were cheating because they were putting the people even nicer than they looked like in reality. So
exactly.
you
That's
had
like
a
what's
shop
going on now
edition.
as well.
Yes. So it was a lot of, also a lot of acceptance, and when you started using photography as an art, because it was a way of reproducing reality, but as an
Hmm.
art, you have that was a disruption too.
Exactly. And of course, I mean, we have more recent examples as well. Well, recent in the early 2000s when, well, search engines, I don't want to mention the big one, but anyway, you know what I mean. When
Yes.
search engines came along and people were saying, yeah, but will now all the libraries, the bookshops, will they become dead? And they won't. No, it's just a different channel of communication. And it didn't mean cheating to search something on an internet search engine. So technology disruption has been there always, and we have a human reaction that is also at the same time normal, isn't it? The human reaction is to, first of all, ooh, this is something new. What does it mean to me? Is there any menace? Is there something that, like at the moment, of course the fear is understandable as well, because there is this thing, well, at the moment the discussion is going on, does it take away the jobs, does it not take away the jobs? And I think my humble opinion is that yes, there will be jobs taken away, but also new jobs and new need for human intelligence is emerging, or is actually already existent, because we will always need that human intelligence for oversight, decision making, ethics, for actually to know what to do with that technology. Because obviously, and we see many examples, AI can do wrong as well in the wrong hands, and is already doing the whole, well, the whole world of abuse is already thriving, and we need always humans to do that, to instruct the technology. So I think the answer is not it will take the jobs or it won't. It is, as you said before as well, it depends on how we look at it. What do we want to use it for, the tool?
Yes, and we have a fantastic, like a surprise for you at the very end of today's session that
Ah,
illustrates
yes.
very well that what you said. So I think I am in alignment with you. Some jobs will disappear, but we have really huge opportunities, and this always has happened in the past. The point is, people just focus on what they lose, but they don't
Ah,
see
yes.
what comes yet. Why? Because it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah,
So we
because it's
cannot.
something new. It's an innovation. It
Yes.
has not. There's nothing comparable in the before world.
We
Exactly.
cannot imagine the future yet because it's not that specific as the past.
Yes.
And that's the point. We just see our loss. And if we could imagine a future where we can how we have more time, where we can out source the repetitive tasks, where we can
Yes.
really fulfill our potential, then this would motivate us to embrace that future much better.
And that leads on nicely to the second takeaway, which is we want to suggest that if we look at AI as our learning body or as our amplifier of our own powers, of our human skills, well, in the past they were called soft skills. I tend to call them power skills. it's something that only humans have. And we can now assess, and this is the best time actually for myself, I experience that at the moment, is the best time now to do like an inventory, to assess, okay, which skills do I have that are more like repetitive skills that just are about getting tasks done, which can be outsourced to maybe AI because AI can do it faster than me. And which skills do only I have as a human being? Because, for example, I'm very empathetic. I can teach languages really well. Well, that can be outsourced as well to, I will give an example in a short while, to AI. But which skills of that language teaching, for example, can only I do because, for example, I can do role plays in a way that AI wouldn't be able to simulate. Now, this inventory is actually something that is very personal because it challenges us in our very identity, I believe. This identity in terms of I am good at, this is my skill set, or this is my professional identity. And we need to kind of dissect that. And I think what is going on at the moment, or what is the challenge for all of us, is to say, okay, so how do I redefine myself with that AI assistant? I want to give you an example out of my personal life, and we promised you these tools. So the first tool, and we're really not being sponsored by any of these tools, this is out of our own learning journey. Everything we tell you is from our own learning. So there is, for example, this AI tool that I use with my clients in my career courses, in my language courses, which is TalkPal AI. And I use that to complement my own skills. So this is, for example, I recommend that to my clients to practice vocabulary in dialogues, in conversation. Because in my sessions, we do intensive role plays. We can't just practice the vocabulary. So the AI is my partner in getting my client quicker to the goal. And that is what I find so enriching, because I, as a coach and as a teacher, I don't like going through vocabulary for ages. It's very voila. So before that, I was actually assessing what do I like doing and what do I not like doing. And what I don't like doing, what AI can do better, I outsource. That is one example. Then the next example is actually something that I learned today. And you might have seen, I posted that earlier on LinkedIn. It's called Recast AI, and it's a fantastic tool that I recommend to all of you that actually summarizes written publications in short audios. So it does, if you're somebody who likes to listen, for example, when you're driving, when you're going on a train, and you don't want to watch the whole time because you're screen tired, it's a plug-in tool. You just plug it into your Google, into your Apple, and then it will actually summarize text. So what I have done is check that out on the recent post. I have summarized our last LinkedIn Live, and now it exists as a recast. So
Oh,
that one is
that's great.
really powerful.
And I guess you're gonna share this in the comments of this.
And in the comments, yes, I will put that as well, because this morning it blew me away. And I have another learning tool that I use again with my clients, which is Repeto.io, and I pronounce it in, in Spanish here.
Was
This
it
one,
Italian?
it
Italian
is,
one or
no,
Spanish?
it's just my language confusion. Probably you could say in English, Repeto.io. So this one also is a really powerful learning tool for individual work. And I tend to recommend that to my clients when they want to practice. When they, for example, they have a document they need to memorize, I recommend them that, because this tool will generate for you structures and systems so that you can memorize that content.
Wow.
And I can only develop learning techniques with clients in terms of how can you memorize, but I will not sit next to the client to memorize. So that I have outsourced as well to AI.
Wow, this is fantastic. I mean, every day are popping up new tools.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I really am fascinated by it. And also I realize it's so, for me personally, I don't know how you feel about it. It's so enriching to actually be able to have that assistant that takes over the boring tasks that you didn't like to do. That is actually the revelation, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, my productivity has increased in the last, since January, because new tools came in January, and really, I would say I'm 40% more productive than last year.
Yes.
Just
And you
because
have similar examples, haven't you, where you just outsourced things that you would spend hours and hours and days with in the past?
yes, absolutely. So it's just about trying and trying, and and checking how it works for you. And there are so many things, and it's amazing.
And
So
of course, what we didn't mention yet is our daily conversations with ChatGPT, of course. I mean, you have the same, haven't you? Like we tend to ask questions to ChatGPT in terms of, if I have an idea for a client, I tend to double check with ChatGPT. I say, this is my strategy. Can you please tell me, is this correct for that type of client? Is there anything else you recommend? Is there anything you would like to refine? And so on and so forth. It's also a nice
yes,
companion in terms of checking concepts. And this is a human limit. We don't have this holistic view that maybe AI has.
it can be. Then some things we are not able to do it as fast as they did in my
As
recent
fast,
course.
yes.
Yes, yes. I mean, we are almost we're over time already. So I would go to the third point, maybe.
Yes, the
Yes.
monster, exactly.
We
We
are
need
going
the
to
monster.
share with you these fantastic tools that Alex talked about. And we have just an image that says everything. So I just would like to share this very, very briefly with you. So we have
Which was
here.
designed, if I may quickly advertise your lovely paintings, your lovely drawings, which was designed by Maria Luisa, who is a lovely, lovely, talented sketchnoter. I mean, you do these sketch notes, they're just fantastic.
So we have this image, and you see it illustrates without words. You have a choice how you see AI. You have the
Exactly.
choice to see it as a danger, and or you can embrace it and see it as a tool. And it's just up to you how you see it. Of course, we're gonna share the image too. I mean, you have it already in the presentation of this live today. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I think we're almost ready, Alex.
Yes, and we will share all the lovely links for you. And please give us feedback, as always, what you would like to hear for the future sessions.
Yes, and next time we will talk about things like procrastination, how to focus on your passion, and when there is too much distraction. So we will find,
Yes, the deep
yes,
work topic will be in
big
the
work.
next month. Exactly.
Exactly.
So
So
thank you for tuning in and see you next time.
bye bye.